Hi Leo, welcome to your February Astrology Horoscope forecast. I'm Anisha. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new, I talk everything around astrology and tarot. For those of you who want to know more about my work, you may visit my website tarotbyanisha.com. For those of you who are looking for a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. Leo's February is a quiet month. We started this year 2023 on a quiet note as well, with two planets that were retrograde, Mars and Mercury. And February continues to be quiet. It's almost as if we are gearing up for the fireworks that are awaiting us in March. We have Pluto, which is going to be moving signs in March. It's moving from Capricorn after 20 years and it's moving into Aquarius for the next 3 months, and after that it will roll back before it completely goes direct in Aquarius for the next 20 years, which we're talking about the Aquarian age. I've spoken about in great detail in my annual video. Should you want to know more, you can have a look at that as well. We then have Saturn, which is going to be changing signs as well in March. So February is almost a month of internalizing. It's a month of centering ourselves. It's a good month to be looking at how it is that we want our life to pan out in front of us. It is, however, a good time to be implementing our plans because Mars is direct, as is Mercury. And it's a good time to be negotiating deals. It's a good time to be buying, shopping, renting, leasing. It's a wonderful time for implementation on all sorts of plans that you may have put on hold. But February is also a month wherein that a lot of you, especially if you have your sun, moon and rising in Leo, you may not be feeling that enthused. There may not be that surge of energy that would be there at your disposal. It could be a quiet month of looking at or even introspecting for your own goals, your own desires, and how it is that you want them to pan out for the entire year. Let me break down the month for you, Leos. On the 5th, we have a full moon that is there in your own sign, and it's the month of relationships for you, Leos. And something I think for you in any case for the last 2.5 years, you've been going through a lot of investigation on yourself, on your belief system, on how it is that you want the world to perceive you. What is it that you want for yourself? And with a full moon in there in your own self, you could be quite self-critical. There could be almost this sense of regret on maybe opportunities that you have passed by. There could almost be this sense of self, wherein admonished. There could also be this sense of being very critically about your own self, wherein you could be maybe feeling that you have not pushed as much as you should have. So this full moon is going to be making you do a self-evaluation on yourself. And the urge, of course, is that while you do not sugarcoat it, try not to be too self-critical as well. On 12th, we have Mercury, which is moving into the house of being very critically about your own self, wherein you could be maybe feeling that you have not pushed as much as you should have. So this full moon is going to be making you do a self-evaluation on yourself. And the urge, of course, is that while you do not sugarcoat it, try not to be too self-critical as well. On 12th, we have Mercury, which is moving into the house of relationships, both business as well as your work relationships, personal relationships, and it is joining Saturn and Sun over here. Now, Saturn would hopefully have taught you some serious lessons around relationships, on being disciplined as far as relationships are concerned, on the seriousness of relationships, on how it is that we often need to sacrifice something if we need to be keeping a relationship. So Saturn, Sun and Mercury is going to be bringing up these conversations. Some of them could be old conversations. They could almost be the sense of deja vu, that I've been there, I've done that, and yet you are sort of it's coming up for some investigation now, and there could be a lot of, again, conversations around commitment. There could be conversations around your marriage. There could be conversations around responsibility, being accountable for the relationships, and how not just serious, but how accountable you feel in your relationships as well. On 19th, Sun moves into your house of joint finances, resources. This is also the house of transformation. And on 20th, we have a new moon that is there. Now, it's a time wherein that it can be that there could be somebody whom you feel really strongly, very attracted to, or on the opposite side, you could feel quite, it will be very hard to keep your dislike hidden. It could almost be that you are either insanely attracted to this person, or you really will let the person know how you think about these people. So watch out for people who even make you react irrationally. And while it is not good to say that watch out for other people for your own behavior, but I would say that watch out for your own triggers, Leos. If you know that a certain kind of people tend to really rile you up, then it's best that you avoid them this month. And also it can be that you could be drawn into unnecessary arguments as well. So I would say stay away, especially if you recognize your triggers. If you know that some people really can get you under your skin and you have no control, then definitely stay away. This also speaks about toxic relationships. It could just be a sense of that you keep going back to that bad relationship, which is not good for you. But I think there is just that addiction or that toxicity that makes you keeps pulling you back in it. It's a time, Leos, of spiritual cleansing as well. If there have been certain patterns that have been holding you back, if there have been certain types of people that you feel you have been drawing to your life, to your own self, then this is a good month to be cutting those cords. It's a good month to be doing a complete deep cleanse of your deep psyche as well. Other people's money could also make you feel quite emotional during this time, and you could be, if for those of you, you're really focused on yourself and not on others, then there's nothing to worry. But if you feel that you've had some role to play in other people's money, that you are somehow responsible for investing for them, or you're responsible for guiding them as far as financial decisions are concerned, then you could be feeling quite pressurized by that. Also, don't make February a month entirely about you, Leos. Try to focus on deeper issues. Try to focus on where the triggers are stemming from. Try to also look at why is it that your emotions are making you feel more intense than usual, and what is the root cause of it. This month can, even though, like I said, it's a quieter month, but it could be that, there could be things at the back of your head that could just be festering, they could just be bothering you. So rather than lashing out, or rather than even repressing it, try and see what is the root cause and how it is that you can solve it. It can be that there are deep-seated fears, there are issues that especially with a new moon being over there, and moon can bring about all of these from your deep psyche. But also this is the house of transformation, so good time to be releasing all those deep-seated ideas, or those fears or anxieties, whatever that they may be. And also you could be, with the new moon being over there could just be this sense of being very extremely possessive or even jealous in your intimate relationships. And especially, I would say, try not to read too much into things if it doesn't exist. And also, if you've not been really accountable in your relationships, then, it's fair play. There is no reason as to why you should be staking a claim, so to speak. On 21st, we have Venus that is there in your house of long distance travel. This is also the house of expansion, or expanding your mind and deepening your spirituality. And with Venus being over there, you would want to be associated with people who are really light, who are free, and they can sort of take you along on an adventure with them. And I think it's also a time to be moving beyond your own prejudices, Leos. Try not to sort of judge or be very judgy of people, or move from your own, maybe one experience you've had with somebody, and you're sort of just writing an entire script for that person. So keep your mind really open. Have a lot of these conversations with diverse people. Wonderful time to be educating yourself, to be learning something, upskilling yourself, Leos. And also for some of you, it can be that you take a long trip to meet someone, or you become really interested in somebody who doesn't live in the same country as you do. It is a wonderful time for writing and speaking as well. Mars is still there in your house of groups of friends and the community where you stay in. So they could be that you could be in a very, you may have started the new year, in fact, on a very social note. There could be a lot of interaction, parting, maybe meeting around with people who just live around you, because it's again the speaks about the people who are your tribe, and you could be quite expressive about how you feel about socializing. However, try not to always have the last word, Leos. Since you enjoy talking and you enjoy being the center of attention, this month try and remind yourself this less is more, and try, or rather practice, being a good listener. Avoid telling people exactly your opinions, your thoughts, your feelings, and make room for others to voice that out as well to you. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Leos. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for